In 2017, a case at National Defence University of Malaysia shocked the entire nation and raised serious questions about criminal responsibility and justice.
This case, citation is Akmal Zohairi Azmal and others, and Public Prosecutor 2017. This case went through proceeding at High Court level, followed by Court of Appeal, ultimately to the Federal Court. This incident in May 2017, the victim, Farhan Osman, 21 years old, cadet officer. He was accused of stealing laptop belonging to one of the students, and he never admit to the theft.
Over 2 days, 21 to 22 May 17, the victim was beaten, kicked and subject to steam iron against his body, causing third-degree burn on 80% of his body.
Five accused: Muhammad Akmal Zohairi bin Azmal, the first defendant; Muhammad Azamuddin bin Muhammad Sofi, the second defendant; Muhammad Najib bin Muhammad Razi, the third defendant; Muhammad Afif Najimuddin bin Azahad, the fourth defendant, and Muhammad Shobirin bin Sabri, the fifth defendant, were charged in Kuala Lumpur High Court for murder under Section 302 of the Penal Code and read with Section 34 of the same Penal Code. Another student, Abdul Hakim bin Muhammad Ali, the sixth defendant, was charged with abandonment of murder under Section 109 of the Penal Code, read with Section 302 of the same Penal Code. Additionally, 19 UPNM students were charged for voluntarily causing hurt on the deceased to obtain a confession under Section 330 of the Penal Code, read with Section 34 of the same Penal Code. At the end of the trial, the judge found that the first accused were guilty not for murder under Section 302 of the Penal Code, but of culpable homicide not amounting to murder under Section 304, Paragraph A. Each accused was sentenced to 18 years of imprisonment since the date of the arrest, and Abdul Hakim, the sixth defendant, was also imposed the same sentence for abandonment of murder. For charges under Section 330 of the Penal Code, most accused were convicted and were sentenced to 3 years of imprisonment since the date of the arrest. However, the third defendant, Muhammad Najib, the sixth defendant, Abdul Hakim, and the eighth defendant, Muhammad Akmal Akif bin Alias, were acquitted from the sentence.
The Court of Appeal significantly altered the case outcome by setting aside the High Court's original conviction of culpable homicide under Section 304, Paragraph A of the Penal Code. Instead, the Court substituted it with a conviction for murder under Section 302, finding that the nature of the injuries inflicted show a clear intent to cause death. Consequently, all six accused, including Abdul Hakim, who was convicted of abetment under Section 109, read together with Section 302. Had their 18-year prison sentence quashed and replaced with the death penalty by hanging. The Federal Court has officially cancelled the murder conviction for all 6 men, ruling that the evidence did not support a charge under Section 302. This decision effectively sets aside the Court of Appeal previous ruling, which had sentenced them to death by hanging. The court found that while the crime was committed, it did not legally qualify as murder under Malaysian law. 18 years in prison. Instead, the court found them guilty of a lesser charge, known as a culpable homicide under Section 304, paragraph A. Because of this, the court restored the original High Court sentence of 18 years in prison for each individual. The sentence is backdated to their original date of arrest, meaning they will serve a long prison term instead of facing the death penalty.
Mens rea, a Latin term meaning a guilty mind, refers to the intention or a mental state of a person when committing a crime. There can be many forms of mens rea, such as knowledge, intention, recklessness, and negligence, depending on the type of offense that was committed. It is usually used to determine whether a person acts deliberately or just accidentally caused the harm.
Hello. What makes someone a criminal? In law, it starts with actus reus, which is in Latin, the guilty act. The most important rule here is that the law doesn't punish frauds. You can have a worse intention, but you are not a criminal until you do actually something prohibited, like committing theft or fail to act when you have a legal duty, like parent neglecting a child. However, for it to count, the act must be voluntary. If you cause harm by total accident or while unconscious, there is usually no actus reus. In short, the justice system ensures fairness by focusing on your physical action, not just what's in your head. No act, no crime.
So, what is mens rea? Mens rea means the intention or state of a mind, the accused. In this case, the court found that the accused intended to cause injury and knew their action would cause serious pain or death. The mens rea is shown because the torture was done repeatedly, and the accused knew that their action could cause serious pain and injury. And the victim was not even helped, even his condition worsened. In conclusion, the accused knew the risk but continued their action. So mens rea exists. So, what is actus reus? Actus reus means the physical act that causes the crime. In the Zulfarhan case, the court found that the torture was done repeatedly, and the victim was beaten and left without proper medical treatment. This also led to severe burns and organ failure that actually leads him to death. In conclusion, all these acts were voluntary and intentionally, so the element of actus reus exists.